Good afternoon, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Disidore. I am doing my read aloud for third grade. We are reading Superfudge. Okay, so far we've learned a lot about this family here, the Hatcher family, including the oldest brother, Peter, the middle brother, Fudge, they call him, and the little baby, Tootsie. And there's the parents. Peter and his family just moved to a new neighborhood. He lived in New York City, and now they're trying out living in a neighborhood, seeing if they like it. So they're renting a house right now in Princeton, New Jersey, which is typical, like a neighborhood that we kind of all live in. Okay, and Peter made a new friend in his neighborhood, Alex, and we're now up to chapter 6. I'm going to divide this chapter in half because it's quite long, and we'll finish the rest of it tomorrow. But chapter 6 is called Farley Drexel Meets Ratface. Okay, we know Farley Drexel is actually Fudgy's real name, but his nickname is Fudge, so that's what everyone calls him. But his real birth name is Farley Drexel. And who's Ratface? I know Ratface is kind of a mean name sometimes people call other people. So we'll see. Let's see. In August, Turtle, my dog, needed his yearly checkup and shot. Mom and Dad asked around and decided on the Ark, an animal hospital near the highway. To get there, we drove through town on a bridge over the lake where Alex and I dug worms, up a long hill and all the way out to the traffic circle. It seemed to me they could have found someplace closer. Turtle always shakes when he goes to the vet. I don't know how he knows he's going to get his shot, but he does. I tried talking to him softly, telling him it would only hurt for a second, but he whined and cowered in the corner anyway. On the way back, we stopped off at Sandy's Bakery near the traffic circle. They make the best brownies I've ever tasted, and without nuts. Mom is allergic to nuts, which means she can't even eat peanut butter. Without peanut butter, I might starve. The week before school started, I had a lot of trouble falling asleep. It was too quiet in Princeton. I missed the sounds of the city. I tried not to think of my Preston's crystal sitting in its box on the shelf of my closet. I tried counting sheep and reciting the alphabet backwards instead. But when that didn't work, I just couldn't help myself. I jumped out of bed and got it. As I held it up, I imagined Preston himself standing up front at the foot of my bed, chanting, "Sleep, sleep." Okay, so I don't know about you, but I do not know what a Creston crystal is. But I do know this is something that his best friend, Jimmy Fargo, gave him. And Jimmy Fargo is his best friend from the city. And he promised not to use it while he was away. Kind of breaking his promise, but he did tell us it does help him to fall asleep. So I guess had no other option. He tried to count sheep, he tried to say the alphabet, and nothing else was happening. So he's using this crystal. I woke up the next morning with my crystal under me. I had a pain in my butt from sleeping on top of it. And I felt really guilty about having used it at all. I cheated on Jimmy Fargo. We'd made a deal and I'd broken it. Some friend I was. I wanted to tell him that it was okay with me if he decided to use our rock. But Jimmy was in Vermont with his mother, and they had no phone up there. And I wasn't the only And I wasn't the only one who was having trouble sleeping. I can't sleep anymore, Fudge said at breakfast. Why not? Dad asked. I'm afraid. Of what? Dad said. Monsters. There are no monsters, Dad told him. How do you know? Because I do, Dad said, spreading strawberry jelly on his toast. Did you learn it at college? Fudge asked, making mush out of his cereal. No. Then where did you learn it? Fudge asked. Dad sipped his coffee. Then he said, I learned it in high school. Come on, Dad, I said, laughing. Dad gave me a look that let me know I should keep quiet. I wondered if he and Mom had told me ridiculous things like that when I was a little kid, and if I believed them. I'm still afraid, Fudge said. I want to sleep in Peter's room. No way, I said. There is no way I'm going to have him in my room. He talks in his sleep. Then I'll sleep with Mommy, Fudge announced. My mother, who had been reading the newspaper, looked up. What? She asked. From now on, I'm sleeping with you, Fudge said. You have your own room, Fudgy, Mom told him, with your own big boy bed. I don't want my own room, he shouted. I want to share. Sharing is better. You always say so. Mom sighed. That's different, she said. Sharing is for toys and cookies. And maybe if Turtle sleeps with Fudge, Dad began. But I didn't wait for him to finish. Hey, wait a minute. Turtle is my dog, remember? But you're willing to share him, aren't you, Peter? Dad asked. Not at night. He sleeps with me. Fudge started to cry. Nobody cares about Fudgy. Nobody cares if the monsters eat him up. Nobody's going to eat you up, Mom said. How do you know? Fudge asked. Because I do. That's how, Mom said. Did you learn it in high school? Excuse me, I said, getting up from the table. But this is where I came in. Fudge solved his problem by himself. Every night after the rest of the family had gone to sleep, Fudge dragged his Snoopy sleeping bag down the hall and parked himself in front of Mom and Dad's bedroom, where he slept. And Mom and Dad didn't do a thing about it. They just get up in the morning and step right over him. They told each other it was just another phase, that he'd get over it. If Fudge wasn't going through one phase, he was going through another. I couldn't help thinking that one of these days Tootsie would be going through phases too. The way it looked now, there might never be an end. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. They're getting closer to school, and some nerves are coming up. You know, at the end of summer, you haven't been in school, and then it's the first day of school. You're excited, but you're nervous. You have a new class. And for Peter, he has a new school he's going to. And Fudge is going to be in the same school as him in kindergarten. So that should be interesting. So we will finish, like I said, this chapter tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed it. And have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. I know I miss you. I love you guys. And I can't wait to see you. Till then, bye.